Hello and welcome to
What in the Facts?
where we present to you random facts about everything and anything imaginable. Let's get started.
Number 1.
Number 1, the Tohoku earthquake tsunami of 2011, Friday, March 11, 2011. The time was 2:45 p.m. It was a normal day in Japan. The sun was shining, people were having a normal day, working and shopping. Little did they know they were seconds away from one of the deadliest earthquakes. Around 2:46 p.m., Japan started to shake. A 9.0 magnitude earthquake with a depth of 30 kilometers or 19 miles, with an epicenter of approximately 72 kilometers or 45 miles off the coast of Japan. And if that wasn't enough, a tsunami was formed due to the upthrust in seabed along the coast of Tohoku. The tsunami was pure chaos and destruction as it roamed along the Pacific coastline of Japan's northern islands. Entire towns were destroyed and ripped apart. The number of confirmed deaths is 15,893, with 6,152 injured.
Number 2.
In February of 2008, Afghanistan's weather took a turn for the worse when the moisture began stored in the atmosphere, came into contact with the cold Arctic polar air. Temperatures dropped to as low as negative 30 degrees Celsius or negative 22 Fahrenheit, and snow started the downpour. Around 180 centimeters or 70.8 inches of snow formed around the mountain regions. That much snow compared to the average size of a human, 5.6 feet for a male or 5.2 feet for a female, is enough to bury and suffocate them. The number of deaths is believed to be around 926. As for animals, 315,000 cattle and 100,000 sheep died. So next time you think Afghanistan is just a hot humid desert, think again.
Number 3.
The Vargas tragedy. The disaster on the 15th of December of 1999. It occurred when torrential rains, flash flood, and debris plagued the area. Due to the flash flood and debris flows of the neighborhood of Los Corrales was buried under 3 meters of mud, and a high percentage of homes swept away to the ocean. Towns such as Cerro Grande and Carmen de Yura completely disappeared. In a 52-hour span during the dates December 14th, 15th, and 16th of 1999, 91.1 centimeters or 35.9 inches of rain was measured. Of these heavy rains, in just 1 hour, 7.2 centimeters or 2.8 inches was recorded on the 16th of December at 6 a.m. and 7 a.m. The rains formed when a cold front collided with the moist and southwesterly flow in the Pacific Ocean. The number of deaths is believed to be around 10,000 to 30,000. With more than 8,000 homes and around 7,000 apartment buildings were destroyed in Vargas.
Number 4.
On January 12, 2010 at 4:53 p.m., a magnitude 7.0 earthquake occurred in Haiti with an epicenter approximately 25 kilometers or 16 miles around the town of Leogane. Many buildings and streets were destroyed in the process. Unfortunately, due to the buildings being destroyed, people had no choice but to sleep in their cars or out on the streets. And just like Japan, the earthquake caused a tsunami shortly after it occurred as a result of an underwater slide. 3 people were swept away by the wave and reported dead. The government reported in mid-February of 2010 that the death toll is believed to be around 230,000. However, Radio Netherlands questioned the official death tolls, stating a more realistic death toll is around 92,000. And if you weren't confused enough, on January 12, 2011, the Prime Minister, Jean-Max Bellevue, stated the death toll was more than 316,000. The number of displaced persons is believed to be around 895,000, while 375,000 remain in temporary shelters.
Number 5.
On November 12th of 1970, the Bhola Cyclone struck Bangladesh and India's West Bengal. On November 8th, 1970, the cyclone formed over the central Bay of Bengal and started to travel north as it was starting to intensify. Winds peaked at around 185 kilometers an hour or 115 miles an hour. Wind speed of around 50 to 60 miles an hour or 80 to 96 kilometers an hour is enough to knock down the average person. On the afternoon of November 11th, 1970, the cyclone made landfall on the coast of East Pakistan. Many buildings were destroyed and crops wiped out in the process. The damage caused is believed to be around $86.4 million, with over 3.6 million people affected by the cyclone. The death toll is believed to be around 300,000 to 500,000 people.
Number 6.
On July 27, 1976, what is believed to be the largest earthquake of the 20th century occurred in Tangshan, Hebei, China, with a magnitude of 7.8 million, epicenter of 15 kilometers or 9 miles in the southern Tangshan region. The earthquake lasted at around 15 to 16 seconds. People who were fortunate enough to survive the earthquake were trapped under collapsed buildings. The loss totaled an estimate of 10 billion yuan or 1.5 billion USD at the time. According to official figures, around 242,000 people died, while others believed it was high as 650,000 or even 700,000.
Number 7.
Lastly, but not least, number 7. The 1931 China floods. From 1928 to 1930, China was affected by a long drought. Then in the winter of the late 1930s, heavy snowstorms occurred. Then to be followed by spring, and then heavy rains that raised river levels significantly. In July and August, the rain grew much heavier. In July, 9 cyclones hit the region, with rain to be reported by the major 4 weather stations along the Yangtze River to be as high as 2 feet for the month. Eventually, the Yangtze and Huai River soon reached Nanjing, the capital of China at the time. The city, which is located on an island in a flood zone, suffered from devastating damage. Due to the flooding, millions died from drowning, starvation, and waterborne diseases. Some residents resorted to selling their wives and daughters. Many cases of cannibalism was reported. Chinese sources reported that the flooding death toll was around 145,000, with the damage affecting around 28.5 million. However, most Western sources give a more higher death toll of between 3.7 and 4 million people. Hey guys, thanks for watching. This is...
What the Facts?
And this video was about the 7 deadliest natural disasters. Please make sure to give this video a like and a thumbs up and share it if you like it. And also make sure to subscribe. See you later.